Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, not to the ruins of the world, but my channel. Gratefully though, we were able to watch some more girls last tour, seeing them walk around and sometimes bike around the world that is left behind. Many mysteries left to both just enjoy and see. But there's also quite a few dangers, I'm guessing. If it's not crumbling infrastructure, it's just getting lost in the dark. And the fear of angering some deities. But we all know what the greatest issue at hand is, and that's being hungry. I don't think there's any good restaurants around them. So, constantly on their journey, who will they meet next? One way to find out is to sit down and watch the episode. So grab a drink, because we're about to begin. If you're ever having a bad day, a show like this is one that is definitely going to pick you up slightly. As long as the tone stays relatively the same. Just a nice and slow journey amongst friends, even in a world like this. I wonder just how far they've actually come so far. I've mapped out the entire journey, how many miles or kilometers, if you're that way inclined, have they driven and walked, and how much further will their adventure take them? And are there any lingering mysteries of this world left to overturn? Nice. Driplets in the dark. Do they have to stop for water at any point? So are they good on that? Nice. I like that she actually had to reach out and brace herself. Apparently it wasn't enough to sustain everyone here. What is she counting? Is it how many rows they've been through? Yeah, that would house thousands. House. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they haven't been really in a place of settlement for a while. Are they going to have to make their own one day? Anything they can actually call a house? Anything with 4 walls and a roof is probably good enough right now. It depends how loose you want the definition of house, I guess. If it's a somewhat permanent abode, they've been basically living out of it. A door, that's something that doesn't exist in this world. We've seen countless empty frames, but do they remember how to use the doorknob? chairs. Wow, they're fully furnished. What's the rent like in this place? The fact it still has, running water. Imagine what it could have been like in its heyday. Talking about what it's like to have their own home, then take a break in a place like this. Going back to simpler times, so they didn't have to be on the road all the time. A little sense of stability in this time. Bunk bed. Yes, bunk bed. Also, very good description. I'm just like this. Cool, I wish I could see inside your mind. Go on then, don't go take a jump. I'm sure she could climb up. Wow, a little bit of safety in a sit down. They're now imagining their room and placements. All of the amenities we have, well, I don't have a pantry, but still have on a casual basis is something that they wish for. Oh yeah, put the stone statues in the other rooms, have some neighbours. Well, that's kind of creepy. I get what they're going for is maybe uplifting, but kind of creepy. Hearing the sounds of the modern world. Everything that was taken away from them that they probably won't be able to obtain. This room itself is not too bad for them. I mean, they've got a little bit for the road. A shame about not knowing where their next meal is actually coming from. Did they manage to take anything from that place as a souvenir? I didn't need a translation for that bad joke. Still, imagination. Anything can be done with the power of thought. Are they going to work backwards and see where that didn't look too stable. See where the fish originally came from if they're following the trails of water. Also, considering how long it's had to kind of flow for, then that fish had one hell of a journey. Yeah. Good thing that thing only travels at like walking pace. probably for the best. I mean, they don't necessarily need set resting times. It's so bright. They're not used to this much light around. Is she making a cairn or just balancing? They're playing low-tech Jenga. Not exactly you can get more low-tech than Jenga itself, but still. I guess. She won fair and square. $10. I feel like she may have an unfair advantage. How much of a competitive streak does she have? Surprising, that one. I do like how a lot of this, their base needs at least, is the very essentials. Food, water, and rest. That's what we're seeing on an almost episodic basis. Nap. But yeah, trying to... Oh wait, it does have like a film grain effect. What could possibly go wrong in this world? Having a bit of worry in her dreams. Stacked quite well. Obviously, she's not the one that put that together. Why don't you come over to my tower? It's so much more sturdy. She would go through the rations pretty damn quick. Can't she, boop, and put it down elsewhere? I thought she was doing a pretty damn good job at it. Careful of her grip strength. Also, what was that just now? Is she only a cardboard cutout? Is this a wake up before you hit the ground moment? No. Huh. She's in a deep sleep. A grand abyss, some fish, and a potential route out of it all. Get here to ruin the day again. I mean, there's no towers to knock down. Why did she need... Yeah, thanks for the red circle. Are they doing a YouTube thumbnail? She's breaching the water. Moby Dick has got nothing on her. She feeds on fear. And you may want to get off of her the vessel she's riding on. Oh no. I mean, if she had a choice in the matter. Hopefully this isn't a regular occurrence in her dreams. Although something tells me she's far too used to it. No earthquakes. She has a bad case of apnea and snoring. Please don't do what you're thinking of doing with that rock. With the trusty companion in that bike. Actually, yeah, fair enough. Not quite what I was imagining, but kind of close. Much more of a quieter evening they're going to have now. Rain itself is a funny thing. I do actually like the sound of rain as long as it's not really too heavy. I hope that's rain. Look above to make sure there's no more leaking pipes. Or communities living above you. Are they going to have to worry about flooding or anything? They take a small shelter where they can. Lucky enough they found that heap of rubble. Nice. I like the extra care onto the sound effects coming off their helmets. The perfect stick. It's the only way to survive the apocalypse. What is she going to do with that stick? Should you really take your eyes off of her? We see the difference in two personalities. One trying to read, the other. Does she? Now she gets it. What did you say? Makes a fairly good noise as well, yeah. She's not wearing that helmet. Indeed. They should, yeah, probably should collect any water when they can. I mean, weren't you the first one to raise a stick in violence? You're going to see the world in a new light now that there's been a fresh rain. she going to make music? Not kind of what I expected from this sequence, but I do appreciate some of the artistry. Not too loud and just muted enough to be calming there in the background. Maybe she's a little smarter than we should give her credit, than we give her credit for. They're making their own little symphony here. A veritable rain orchestra. Some of the notes are a little off though, you might want to tune them. Who's conducting this? They need to be fired. Some songs not too far off. Is this where they're going to fill some of the cans with water to change their pitch? Actually coming together as part of a small little symphony there. The fact they are, like I said, yeah, finding their own fun in this world where they could have so easily turned so cynical and sour at all, but being able to just sit out in the rain, or away from the rain at least, but listen to its effects. And the fact it is, like I said, this show is calming in a way that you probably wouldn't expect from the premise. You know, the world is destroyed and they're searching for food and survival. Then we get this. You really can't complain, can you? It's an experience. Perfect timing. The song has just finished as well. No encore. What kind of performance was that? Depends what you mean by this. It's not so bad, is it? The fact that they can lay back and enjoy it, much like the house they had before. Circular. The ripples. That's how this episode began and how it intended to end. But enjoying the symphony of noise that the world itself creates, even in dark times and destruction, there can be light out there somewhere. depends on your outlook and your perspective, I guess. Because they didn't see the world before, they don't know what has been lost, so they can enjoy it for what they've got. Collecting water, food, pretty much the main essentials. I'm surprised that they've been able to stumble through the ruins and actually survive this long, considering how barren everything appears to be. So I hope they're on their journey upwards as they have been. At least now they've got plenty of supplies of water, but hopefully all of the food and whatnot hasn't been washed away with it. But I do like the slight change in architecture styling as well. Maybe the buildings upon sticks is a odd choice, but we don't know the troubles they had up in this strata. I do wonder, like we saw with that guy, his motorbike broke down and he had to go without it. Is there going to be a moment of like that with them where they actually face that decision? Do we leave our mobile home behind, or will they do everything they can to keep it running? Now that they've had that conversation about what it means to have a house and a home and a place to go back to, and it has done them well for so long. I do like that even with so little detail in the world, not that much to actually see. All the buildings are empty, no windows, no doors, and yet magnificent landscapes and sunsets shining through them. Why are all the doors gone? Did they have to pull them all off and melt them down for the extra steel? Join the war effort. Remove your doors. This show bringing a little bit of positivity to the otherwise drab world. And I'm not talking about the one they're living in. If we manage to have the same kind of outlook, little optimism, look to the future about what fun can be had out of the mundane, maybe I could live without the internet for a few minutes. Though I don't want to try that. I am really enjoying Girls Last Tour, if it wasn't already supremely evident. And I want to thank each and every one of you that helped push me to watch it. So if you have also enjoyed your time here, let me know. If I've entertained you, leave a like on the video. Maybe even say down below what you would imagine your perfect home to be. Is it including a bunk bed? It's a matter of personal taste, really. But join on to the channel if you don't want to miss out what's coming up in the future. Consider joining onto my Discord as well. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. Drink lots. And I'll see you for the next one. I want to thank each and every one of my patrons because they are the music that plays in the washed out world of my channel. And without the likes of Sal, Guado, Kite, Ruben Filamao, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else, I would be living in a much duller time, with not much idea of my reason to be, but at least it's still filled with anime.